But speaking of sleep, I thought it might be interesting to talk a little bit about America's sleep deficit. This quarantine has changed a lot of aspects about our lives, including our sleep habits. And right now, millions of people across the U.S. are quarantined at home. We're spending all this time. We're in bed longer. We're logging more sleep hours. But with people having all this stress and anxiety and being bored and frustrated, they're not really necessarily sleeping any better. So we have a guest today to talk a little bit about this. Patrick Porter, doctor, is an award-winning author and speaker who's devoted his career to neuroscience and brainwave entertainment. And he is the creator of BrainTap, and he's joining us today to talk about this. You know, how do you think that this has affected people's sleep? I mean, obviously, this is uncharted territory for everybody. So what is the way you're looking at this?
Well, I think the primary reason it's disrupting sleep is people don't have their regular schedule. The brain loves patterns, so if we're really binge watching whatever it is, Netflix or whatever, then people are staying up way too late, and they're not waking up at the right time, so their whole schedule is off. Our body and our brain especially loves patterns, so this is disrupting that main pattern.
And what does it cause people to do? I mean, other than things that I guess, I always think if I'm sleepy when I wake up in the morning, like today, I'm sleepy because I feel like I'm kind of on vacation, even though my work hours are longer because they're from home. It's kind of disrupted my work schedule. What's happening with people?
Well, the main thing is if you're off your schedule, then you're waking up in the middle of those sleep cycles. Most people on their regular daytime routine, when we're not under COVID, they know, hey, I got to get up at 6 o'clock, and at least 50% of those people will actually wake up minutes before the alarm because they don't like the alarm sound.
Yeah.
So that tells us that the brain is already waking them up. Now we're finding people are sleeping right through that, or they're not even setting their alarm. And so sometimes oversleeping can be just as damaging to our body because when we oversleep, we don't wake up in the right up cycle. So it's almost like pulling a parachute behind you all day long.
Yeah.
Instead of waking up on an upstream.
So you feel kind of groggy. You feel, I suppose, if you're feeling worse, then it might make you eat more. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what they say, actually, for those people wondering how much sleep do they really need, you should, if you're used to getting 6 hours or 7 hours, actually dial that back an hour and wake up an hour earlier. You're going to feel bad at first, but then increase it every day by 15 minutes until you wake up in your cycle. And you'll know, because when you wake up on that one, you're on an up cycle.
Okay. And you'll feel better.
Most people will figure that out.
Yeah, but it's going to take a few days, right? You said just do it by 15-minute increments, and it won't be so bad.
Right. And get out of bed. One of the worst things, people lay in bed or they hit the snooze button, that is terrible for your sleep hygiene, because as soon as you hit the snooze button, your brain is going to try to go through a 45-minute sleep cycle in 3 minutes, and it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And then when you wake up with the sound of the alarm, that creates panic and fear, and you've actually spiked your cortisol levels. When you're talking about weight loss or weight gain by eating too much, that will trigger that response right away.
Yeah, that's probably what I do. I'm a total hit the snooze button kind of person. And I hate it because I don't get any extra rest when I hit the snooze button. All I do is lay there and worry and think, what am I doing? Why didn't I just get up?
Right. Once you find out what your sleep schedule should be, 100 years ago, the average person slept 12 hours. Today the average person sleeps 6.5 to 7. They say that 2/3 of the American population is getting less than 7 hours of sleep every night. And between 7 and 8 is the optimum sleep for people.
Is that for, if you look at different ages, like an age group of people 30 to 50 should be in that age range. If they're younger, should it be more? If they're kids like 12 to 17?
Well, yeah. Children should be getting their 8 to 10 hours, actually, because we do a lot of repair to the body. We're going to maintain our hormone health. We're going to fight infections and inflammation, our concentration, all of those things. Even weight loss happens because we're sleeping the right amount. We burn more fat while we sleep than while we exercise. But if we're not getting that deep level 4 sleep, we're not burning that fat either.
Oh, that's so interesting. I never even think about sleep affecting, your cortisol levels.
It has to do with your nervous system. 70% of your nervous system is in your brain. So if you're not getting that deep level 4 sleep, your brain isn't resetting. So it's like your brain has been up all night, even though you're sleeping. So you're not getting that deep sleep that you need that will give you the rest and the restoration that you're looking for in the morning.
Okay, so if we were asking you, I mean, you're the expert on the brain. I don't know if you always stick to these things. Do you never hit an alarm, or do you do it sometimes and go, hey, I know better. I'm a doctor of this stuff.
Yeah, but I haven't, thank God I've never woke up to an alarm since I was a kid.
Really?
But I still, especially when I'm on the road, I will set an alarm and then I don't sleep well. And I know that it's not good.
Yeah.
Because when I set an alarm, my brain goes going, I hate the sound of an alarm. I don't want that. So I'll wake up every hour and a half, 2 hours. And usually the first day I'm in a new location, I'll do that just to set. And then after that, I'm fine. I don't need it anymore. But for some reason, I still, even though I know I'm not going to oversleep, it's, we all do things we know we could do better at.
Right. Okay, well, if you could give me, I don't know, 5 tips of how to get this schedule on. What's tip number 1 to get my sleep schedule back on? Is it the 15 minutes?
Yeah, the biggest thing you can do is before you go to sleep, stop eating all solid foods 2 to 3 hours before sleep. Your body takes about 4 hours to shift to fat burning. So especially those people out there that want to use sleep for fat burning.
Yeah.
Give yourself 3 to 4 hours, actually. So it's better to actually go to sleep a little hungry because then you'll sleep deeper. The other is, the second step is about 2 hours before sleep, start turning off the lights in your home. Blue light has got a lot of bad rap, but it's not just blue light. All light is bad at night. That's why, we used to sleep so much because we'd have to burn candles or sit by the fire, and that was a lot of work, so we didn't do that.
Oh.
Number 3 is lower the temperature in your bedroom. The perfect temperature in your bedroom is 65 degrees to sleep, or at least that's what science shows.
Oh.
I use actually, there's a device you can put on your bed that actually lowers your core temperature while you sleep. There's actually products that do this.
Really?
You put them underneath your sleep. Yeah, it's called, it's spelled OOHA, but it's basically it's a sleep mat that goes under your bed, and you can set it for any temperature you want. You can even set it to warm up before you wake up. So you're not getting it that's the way our bodies used to wake up. Of course, at night when the sun goes down, it's cooler, so that's a signal to the body. Our body has to offload all that extra heat when we go to sleep before it can sleep. Number 4 is some people can't do caffeine anytime, but caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours. So don't drink any coffee, 5 to 7 hours before going to sleep. Usually I find that people who can't drink coffee past 12 or 1 o'clock probably should limit their coffee intake to 1 cup. And remember that decaf is actually still 10 to 15% caffeine.
Oh,
so if you're
good
drinking,
point.
4 or 5 cups of decaf, you're still drinking probably equivalent to a cup of coffee.
Oh, my goodness.
Then the 5th we've already talked about. When you first get up, it takes about a week, jump out of bed, do something, start stretching, moving your body, act like a cat for a little bit, because your body's telling you it's time to get up. But, of course, your mind is saying, hey, we can get 5 more minutes here.
Yeah.
But the reality is you don't get 5 more minutes. If you follow those 5 steps, you'll start sleeping deeper, you'll wake up more charged, and you'll have more energy. And believe it or not, if you can do a meditation in the middle of the day, you will find that you can reclaim 80% of the energy that you lost during the day. We've researched this with our BrainTap power naps that we do. They're about 20 minutes. We can actually show that you can regain the sleep patterns. Now, if you're doing this with your own nap, typically until you learn how to nap appropriately, it takes up to 2 hours to get the benefits. That's why you have to do like Einstein, Edison, Tesla did. They would do these cat naps. They take 15 to 20 minutes, but they'd wake up recharged. Most people wake up after those and they feel so groggy it's not worth their effort.
Yeah.
So it takes some training, and that's really when we talk about brainwave entrainment. We're training the brain to be in the brainwave state you want when you want it. And you can train your brain to do those things.
So you have an app called BrainTap. So is that, because when I go home to take a nap, I want to take 20 minutes. I don't ever do that. I get so tired, I don't get up, and then I mess up my nighttime schedule. I'll go home at 2 o'clock every day. I'm wiped out, and I won't get up till 4, and then I'm messed up.
Right. So, yeah, if you go home even today and go to gobraintap.com, it's totally free. You can download the app, listen to one of those sessions to reboot your brain. Now, we also have a headset that makes it even better, but you can do it with just your earphones.
Okay.
And you're going to start to see how you can reboot your brain at the end. It's going to teach you to wake up in what we call SMR, sensory motor rhythm patterns. That's just before waking up. There's a brainwave that actually tells all the systems to come online with energy. We actually call it digital coffee because of the effect it has on the brain and body. But it won't affect your sleep. Actually, you'll sleep deeper because you offloaded that stress from the morning activities.
And it's you go to GoBrain?
GoBrainTap.
GoBrainTap.com. I'm going to try this because I that absolutely just kills me every day. I think, not today, Kelly, not today. You got a good amount of sleep last night, you'll be fine. And this has been happening to me. I mean, when I was in school as a kid, 2:00 every day, love the class, doesn't matter. I fight to stay awake in class. So I'm sure this is something that can really help everybody.
Yeah. There's a physiological reason for that. Around 2:00, your core temperature is going to lower.
Oh.
We are designed to actually take a reboot at that time. You know, you think about people saying, I'm going to take a poker siesta, or they're going to take a little nap. We did it when we were kids, but we forgot how to do it as we get older.
Yeah. So I'm supposed to be tired at 2:00.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Porter. I feel so much better about myself. I always feel like I'm like, oh, Kelly, you're such a bad person. You should not be taking a nap at 2:00. It's the middle of the workday.
Right. We've set up many companies, like Google and in Harley Davidson, different places. They do what they call brain breaks instead of coffee breaks. We set up rooms where they actually will go in and do their brain tapping sessions with our hardware and reboot the system.
I love that.
And it only takes 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, so if I do this, then I will not be sleeping till 4:00 in the afternoon anymore if I can start doing this.
That's right. You'll get your 20 minutes in, you'll be rebooted, and you're ready for the evening.
Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to call you back, and we'll come back together, and we'll tell you my findings.
That's great. That's super.
I really appreciate you being here today, and we don't want people to feel all groggy, and we want people to stay on schedule. So thank you for the tips, and I'll do my best to repost our interview along with the tips written up on our WJON.com website as well. And I thank you for being here today, Dr. Porter.
Thank you for having me, Kelly. Have a good evening.
All right. I love that. BrainTap. So go BrainTap.com is where you can check it out. If you're like me, we're all taking naps at 2:00 together. Some of us got it more together than the others. And maybe we can all make better use of our time and get the sleep that we need at night and do it all the right way. Great tips for you.